Can school children can be exempted from, or school premises itself can be exempted from using masks? So this is a very important topic. Why? Because school children, the future of India, the future of the world, the young minds. The young minds should not be sick to learn the school subjects, so it is highly essential to keep them completely fit and active. Already in the past 2 years of COVID period, children have faced lot of physical, mental and social trauma of having been isolated at homes, not going anywhere. See, sitting at a one place for an adult may be easy because of job. They have some remuneration at the end. They have their salary being placed, they have their escalations, they have their increments, so there is something rewarding. But for school children, school itself is a reward. Meeting their classmates, meeting their friends, meeting their teachers is highly essential. In this past 2 years, school children have become obese, have become addicted to cell phones, have addicted to indoor games, more of cell phone type, and they have lot of psychosocial trauma. They are now facing difficulty to open a conversation. They feel difficulty to talk with someone. With this background, they are now invited to a school which they have not been used for the past 2 years. Now, having come to a school and they are now imposed to wear masks and teachers to wear masks, now the question of debate today is, can the school children and school staff, the school premises itself, can be exempted from using masks? So, to understand my simple ideologies, a simple answer is, the school is an unpolluted place. The school is not in contact with the society. The school is not in contact with the environment. So, it doesn't have any cross pollution or cross contamination. And it is highly safe to study in a school environment. So, using a mask, if it is an adult, if they have some problem in breathing, they might let it down. But school children, as you simply know, that they simply follow the rules, whatever has been imposed in the school. So even if they have some difficulty in breathing, if they have some wheezing children, children with bronchial asthma, children with wheeze associated with lower respiratory tract infection may not be able to identify the physical illness and they may become sick. So before going to the topic proper, can the school children be exempted from using mask? So let us now know whether mask itself is first essential in preventing, has mask played a vital role in curtailing COVID-19 disease. For this instance, you need to know some history. Mask was invented in the year 1910 by a scientist Wu Lente from China, and the usage of mask needs some basic attention, that you have to clean your hands before wearing a mask, and the mask should be worn in such a way that it should close both the nose and the chin. And usually if you see, many of us, even adults, or even I feel something astounding when the police people stand in front of you to implicit a fine on you for not wearing a mask. Do wear a mask when they implement a fine. But once the work is over, they go back to the patrol team and they sit to relax. They release the mask and sit nearby. I don't find fault with them, but it is highly impossible to wear mask continuously, and this itself rules out for children to wear mask continuously for 8 hours in a school. And if we see, the proper guidelines to wear a mask is from the nose to chin, and it is only to be used in a highly infectious place. And when we find somewhere a disease which is having a huge pandemicity, it is spread all over the world, it is highly unessential to wear a mask to prevent the disease. Now my question is, can a mask be a carrier of disease? I repeat the question, can a mask be a carrier of disease? Of course, yes. See, even if you sneeze or if you cough, the viruses, the particles are expelled in the air, and the universe is much larger than the ocean. The universe is very huge, catering to so many planets, so many stars, and the virus can just, and you know the virus cannot live in vitro, that is beyond human beings or beyond the host, the virus cannot live in an environment. So the mask can be deactivated once it is thrown out in the environment, whereas if you keep it in within the mask, the virus is going to sit between you and the mask, and it will get some breathing space because it is still attached with the breathing environment with a human being. And soon after mask, the tendency, once you remove the mask, the tendency is to rub the face, and thereby your hands can get infected, and soon you touch your cell phone, you can soon touch your pens, you can soon touch your pencils, and that can become infected. So mask can be a new origin of spreading the disease. And can mask increase the itching on the nose? Since it is a foreign body, however you keep the mask in front of your face, you can feel a sense of itching in front of your nose, and that can increase the hand to mouth contact ratio. See, in the early days when we were advising about how to curtail COVID diseases, we were advised not to touch the mouth and the throat unnecessarily. I repeat this very golden important point. When we were asked to curtail COVID-19, we were asked not to touch the nose and mouth unnecessarily, but wearing a mask increases the probability of you touching your mouth and throat because of the itchiness caused by the mask. Now, if a mask being a weapon to curtail COVID-19, we have so many varieties of mask. 2 rupees mask, 5 rupees mask, 10 rupees, 5 for 100, you have 2500 rupees mask. When so many masks can stop a single virus in a single way, it means there are a lot of keys for a single lock, which eventually the lock loses its capacity. Which means if so many masks, so many quantities, so how is there any guidelines to quantify a mask whether this works or not? My simple question is, we have met Indians 150 crore times in the name of vaccination. We have met them. The government has never met its public 150 times in any other occasion other than this vaccine. During the course of vaccine, why couldn't they have provided a user manual for a mask, education for a mask, and why not? See, we all think that the vaccine is provided free. The vaccine is not free. The vaccine is from the taxpayers' money. We are all accountable for that. So why not, if the mask, if such an important tool which can prevent COVID-19, the mask itself can be provided by the government itself. So many things that it is proving that the mask cannot be a useful tool. And as all of you know, that obesity in India, 30% of adults are obese, and children 13% of children are obese. Obese people are breathless even on walking small distances. Obese people are becoming very breathless. So once they are breathless and they are put a mask in front of them, so it is very difficult. And in the conclusion, I would like to say a mask or a vaccine should be having such an integrity like a gloves or a condom, which will provide you 99.9% safety. But this mask never provides such a safety, and we are spending so much on mask. And I also warn you, and I also bring to your knowledge that this mask can be the largest biomedical waste of this era. And this biomedical waste is simply thrown on the roads and the domestic garbages, which is absolutely not correct. Now, since it is a small live session, I would like to come to the conclusion. So, do children, or can children be excused from wearing masks in their schools? My dear bureaucrats, my dear administrative people, my dear audience, whoever is seeing this session, my kind request is, please do send your children to school. Please do not hold them in the name of online class. please do send them back to school. They simply love to go back to school. They love to go back to see their classrooms. They love to see their blackboards. They love to see their teachers. They love to see their headmaster, headmistress. So they simply love to go back to school. Even if they have fever, please retain them for 4 or 5 days at your home. Consult your nearby family physician or child specialist. Get them all right. Go back to school. Please do not get afraid and refrain them from going to school. So as an end in the conclusion, I like to bring to your knowledge that school is a highly unpolluted area. No cigarettes, no nicotine, no vehicles, no big equipments that will pollute so much of smoke, and there are no ill people. It is not a community. It is a closed environment, the healthiest population of a nation. The school is the healthiest population and nation, and being a closed environment, and children may not be in a position to say the health hazards that they face after wearing a mask. Just because it is a rule, they might wear, and after we lose a child by any illness, are we going to wake up and say no, no more mask? Let us not lose any child anymore by making masks compulsory in the school. And the school teachers also can be asked not to wear masks, because they have the perfect social distancing. Children and the teacher stand at least 3 or 4 feet apart from children on taking classes, and they are also in a safe environment, and they can also be excluded. So as a trial run, let us suggest our local bodies, our local municipalities, local corporation people, a local government, that school children and school premises can be made mask free. If this is a successful model, this can be a seed to make India a maskless India. I would like to be happy. See, this is the world and universe, and there's a lot of free air. I like to breathe the free air. And after you expel all the viruses in the universe has a expensible antiviral property. It will just simply detoxify all the viruses. And I like to breathe in a day when mask will become non-compulsory and mask can be stopped. I'm dreaming for the day to come. And I like to you also will be willing for you will be also wishing for the day to come, and let us hope for many more good days to come. Thank you, and thank you for a patient listening. Thank you.